What is up, you guys? This is HTJ Halloween, and today I am back with a big video, probably going to be a long video about Spirit Halloween 2022. I'm sure all of you guys that check out YouTube often have seen there's been lots of leaks, lots of images that have come out, so there's lots of content to jump into regarding Spirit Halloween 2022. Before we do, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. So I know I told you guys that I wasn't going to come on here and address my thoughts on the Spirit Halloween 2022 lineup until they did their big release day on the 20th, but then I was like, that's kind of a long time to wait, number one. And number two, we've gotten a lot more very clear images of everything. Like, I just didn't want to go through all of those really blurry, crummy images. But literally, of course, in a matter of like 48 hours since I said that, more stuff has been leaked. That's the first thing I wanted to touch on, is that it's been pretty sad as to how little control Spirit has had over their release this year. It's probably been the worst ever for them, to where literally everything has been leaked, and they've given us 2 teasers that have shown absolutely nothing other than a chalkboard. So it's really just kind of like, wow, Spirit, you didn't do anything at all for your own marketing. It's literally all just been leaked, which sure, like there's a lot of hype around it, but it's pretty sad when they just allow it all to be like revealed before even doing any of their own marketing. That's just in my opinion. Also, I think it's insane that they're allowing these employees to get away with this. I only say that knowing that I got written up for doing very minimal stuff. So it's kind of like, oh my God, like they're taking pictures of the actual setup book. Listen, I'm not here to come for anyone's job. Like, I don't think it should be as serious as it is. I just know that Spirit Halloween holds that stuff to a serious standard from my experience working there. So I'm just like, how the heck are they not catching this? But anyways, regardless, we do have lots of leaks of images of the setup book for the setup instructions for the themes. Obviously, the stores are setting up, which is good though, because this kind of makes it seem like they aren't having those shipping and supply issues that they were having in previous years. So that's definitely great, because clearly everything is already in the stores. So I'm excited about that, but let's go ahead and jump into these pictures that have been released. There's 2 of the props that have been like really kind of shown very in depth, because there was pictures of those before this recent leak. So one of those is this, oh my gosh, what is he called? Okay, he is called Lucky Bottoms, so that is what this guy is called, and this is one of the 2. This guy and Lord Raven, there was like box images of them in particular, so I think these, it kind of seems like might be some of the first to roll out in the stores. You know how there's typically certain ones that are like a little bit more readily available? It kind of seems like these ones are like already out, I mean literally in July, and people are already getting box images, so that's great to see. These ones will probably be easy to come by, but this is the first one of the 2, and this is Lucky Bottoms. Now, from what I can see on the picture that there was taken of his box, it looks like he's a constant motion, probably is just going to like shake around from side to side, probably his head is on a spring or something like that, and he makes laughing noise. Now, I can't tell if his eyes light up or not. This here is the image from the setup instructions. He looks kind of like darker in that image, which is kind of weird, but one thing that was noteworthy is, remember how I was confused like what those posts were on the back theme? Well, it looks like in between them there is like an actual wire, so it is supposed to be like a fence. I was just like confused because I couldn't see that wire, but you can see there's like this curly wire, but I digress. This is where he's gonna be. He's gonna be in the back theme. He's only like a few feet tall. That's his box in the top left. I'm kind of getting the idea that this is kind of the reskin in a way of Punctured Pete, like not necessarily the same thing, but pretty much just they're trying to go for another like 2 foot tall shaking animatronic. I mean, it kind of is a reskin of him. So I feel like it's a little less interesting even than Punctured Pete, just because it's like, why is this clown just like on the ground? I don't know, but I actually probably will like it more than Punctured Pete, just because I never really seem to love the zombie props that much. I do kind of think the clown props are cooler, but this is just kind of a less cool concept for that constant motion thing. Anyways, that's kind of what he is. Lucky Bottoms, not much else to say. This here is one of the other 2 that was like really shown a lot. Like, we already got good images of him before, and that was Lord Raven. So he's actually in the Reaper's Monster Lab. So by the way, we are also getting the confirmed names. We have the Reaper's Monster Lab in the front, and we have the I think, testing lab in the back. So it's like two labs, kind of similar to how there was two factory things, different parts of the lab. I actually think that the themes are pretty cool. I'm not here to talk about those today, but I actually think the themes seem like they're going to be really fun, in just my personal opinion. But this is Lord Raven, and he's been kind of causing a bit of hype. Like, people have been saying he seems really cool. I don't know. Obviously, these aren't my final thoughts until I see like all the animations and stuff. I did want to make that clear. Like, I can't really give my full take until we see what all these things do. Some of them, though, you can kind of just pretty much guess. But this guy, I don't really know. I think maybe his arms will move. Maybe his head will move. Maybe he's a side-to-side motion. I don't know. But he's definitely very large. And he's going to be in the front theme, up towards the front of the theme, right at the front. So he's going to be kind of at that entrance point, similar to how he's going to be exactly in the same spot as where Mr. Howl was. So, yeah, I mean, I think he looks pretty cool. Nothing like super interesting to me personally. He's just this big skeleton bird. So maybe his animation will wow me. I don't know, but he's not necessarily one of the ones that's on like the top of my list right away. I definitely want to hear from you guys, though, what you think of each of these props, because I want to start to figure out what my wish list is going to be. And since the lineup is kind of subpar this year, I think I'm probably only going to buy like 4 or 5 from Spirit and the rest from other companies. So I definitely want to pick the ones that are your guys' favorite. So let me know what you think of Lord Raven. But he is, a life-sized bone bird, so skeleton bird. So maybe his audio, I hope his audio and animation is cool, because if that actually brings it all together, it could be one of my favorites of the year, because he doesn't look like anything to me. He doesn't look bad. He doesn't look good. Like, I feel like I need to see the rest of his animation. So this one right here is one that I think is really boring. This is the Bag O' Bones. Bag O' Bones. I was going to say Rag O' Bones, but you can see up there it says Bag O' Bones. In the testing lab, one thing I want to mention about the theme is that I feel like it's kind of like everything's just kind of thrown in. I'm not super in love with the way everything is thrown into at least the back theme. I think the front theme looks like it's organized well, but that's just one thing I've been noticing in these pictures. Like, look how everything is just thrown in there. I don't love that, but I digress. Bag O' Bones, I feel like, is super boring. I know one of people's all-time favorites was that shotgun barrel zombie. No, not shotgun zombie. It was the barrel zombie. I was mixing up two different prop names. So that barrel zombie people really liked, and this is kind of a reskin of that, but in skeleton form. And I just feel like it looks boring. I mean, I'm assuming he pops up. It looks like he has a green light built into him. I would hope that's built in. And other than that, I mean, we really didn't need this. But I do see where they're going, because this is definitely a, family-friendly animatronic. Probably going to be a little bit cheaper, although that's one thing I want to mention. The prices are insane this year. All of the prices have been, upped by, $30. So actually nothing is really cheap. But I was just going to say, this guy clearly is trying to go more towards the family-friendly, not super scary route. But I don't like those props, guys. I've been wanting them to go scarier again. So this one is just kind of a dud in my opinion. Probably will be a good seller, though. It might even return just because of the way the things go. This right here is very interesting to me. This is Lil Skelly Bones. It's literally called Lil Skelly Bones again. Like, they're reusing the same name. And it is Lil Skelly Bones off of his swing. What is this, guys? Now, is he sitting on something that he comes with? Or is he standing? Honestly, I can't even really tell what's going on with him, if he's sitting or standing. But why did we need this? I feel like this was completely unnecessary. Like, I didn't even ever love Lil Skelly Bones in the first place, because I always thought he was kind of cheesy. I get the idea. It was kind of like supposed to be a kid in a costume, but the kid is in fact a skeleton. So I get it. It's kind of cute, kind of quirky. He was a huge seller. I get it. He was a kid-friendly one. But why did we need him off the swing? That I'm not really sure I'm picking up. But maybe they're just trying to resell Skelly Bones since he was such a big seller. This one, I think, is definitely going to be a really good one of the year. We have another licensed Reagan, so that's something they haven't done in a long time. I always thought she was super scary back in the good old days when she was in the store. I think she's going to be very expensive, in the high 200s, if not 300, but she's also in the back theme. So all these ones I've been saying in the past couple have been in the back theme, and she's looking at her head's probably going to spin all the way around, but in this image we have that she is looking at this mirror. So there's like this mirror, and I saw that it says there's gonna be some sort of projected thing onto the mirror. So I don't know if that's just they're selling a projector. And then there's also this electric thing. So I don't know what that electric box is gonna be necessarily for. I know there's another clown that's got the electric thing going, but I don't know why it's over here by Reagan necessarily, but they are selling it. So yeah, Reagan it's a standing Reagan. I'm sure she's gonna have her 360 head motion. You know, same old, same old. It's not anything we haven't seen, but I definitely think it's one that I'm gonna want to get because I never was able to get the Reagans of the past. This one is a little bit of a smaller thing, but there's this tombstone. I think it's Tombstone Terror. Yeah, Tombstone Terror, which is a cool name. And this is one of the cheaper, smaller props. I see here that it says Tombstone Terror will be set to motion activate and not use a step pad. In the main image, we can't really see what's going on. It's just a tombstone. But then in the image up in the left of the box, we can see it looks like maybe just a skull pops up. I can't really tell what's popping up behind the tombstone, but you know, they've always done like little tombstone pop-up props, and I think those are obviously really great. Like, they make sense. They're gonna be like, you know, bigger sellers amongst the crowd that's not necessarily haunters, it's just families that want a little something scary. So I think this is cool, you know what I mean? They have this here. I think he's in the front theme. Yeah, he's in the Reaper's Monster Lab right by our good old friend Grimm, who apparently now says Halloween is ours instead of the night is ours. I don't know why that was causing such a big stir, because who really cares? I personally never liked Grimm and still don't, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, here's the one that's been really causing a lot of the laughs and a lot of the people to be like, what is going on? Because this thing looks pretty goofy, and I do have to agree, this is Mr. Punchy. So this is a really good picture of him that we have now finally, and he is in he's in the front theme, Reaper's Monster Lab. So we have Reaper's Monster Lab and Testing Lab or whatever. So he's in the front theme. Looks like he's in one of the right or left sections of the front theme, which once again, I actually think the front theme looks pretty cool. But Mr. Punchy, like, I don't know, guys. This is the thing about Mr. Punchy. As I look at him, I actually want to just preface this with, this might be a grower, and you guys might laugh at me, but this could be a grower, because he's definitely out there. He's definitely different. He looks goofy at first. I get it. But this could be a grower, guys. And look, I don't know. I feel like I have to hear what he says, what he does. Clearly, he's got something going on where his like pants blow up, which is very different. You know what I mean? And some people are saying it's funny, not scary, and I get that. But at the same time, there's something about this dude that I just feel like he could be a grower for some people, and potentially me, if he actually has like a good audio and does like some cool stuff, because he's unique. We got to give it to him. He's unique. He's different. They haven't done a blow up animation. And it shows that he has to have a weight to make him stable. So maybe that means that he's just going to like blow up and then like rock back and forth. Like, I don't know. I just hope the audio is good, because a lot of times that makes or breaks it with the spirit props. They always seem to go the cheesy route. But I don't know. I know you guys might come for me, but Mr. Punchy, I just feel like low key, he could be one that I end up liking later down the line. So I don't want to call it just yet until we see what he does. This is the one that was teased, the only teaser we ever got, which is just, once again, really sad. This is the girl that killed Mommy's favorite. What is she called? Guys, I forget. It's Betty something. Betty Butcher, something like that. I forget. But she is like a little, short girl in a pink dress, kind of, giving lunging pumpkin carver aesthetic. And she's supposed to have killed Mommy's favorite. I think maybe she has a body bag with her that probably has Mommy's favorite in it. It looks like, based on her box image, she has a big gash in her, which is definitely creepy, and she has a knife. I think everything is great from the face down. But then I was kind of looking at the face, and I can't see it super great yet, so I'm not going to make any prejudgments. But I feel like a lot of the faces recently with their scary doll and creepy girl props have just been so weird and underwhelming. Like, Mommy's favorites was weird. Angeline's was weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like they've all just been like really basic and not scary doll faces. And so I feel like, once again, this one looks kind of plain. Like, why are we not getting some creepy, scary, bloody stuff like we used to get with like Lunging Pumpkin Carver even? So I don't know. I also can't tell if her eyes light up or not, which I like light up eyes. I really do. It'll be the death of me. I love the light up eyes, and it kind of looks like she doesn't light up. And I just don't like when things don't light up. But nonetheless, this one looks like it could be one of the better ones. Like, you really just got to hope that the audio is good and that the animation is good. I'm assuming animation-wise, she'll probably just move the knife. That's my guess. But yeah, I mean, you guys know I do typically like the little creepy girl props, but I think really Party City is the one that's been coming through with the scary possessed girl props this year, so I may have to order from them. But that is her. And then this one is definitely one of the promising ones. This one actually looks sick as hell. It's the Possessed Pumpkin. It's definitely a reskin of Crouchy, but I don't mind when they do reskins. Like, of course, they're going to do reskins of things that they've already done, and that's totally fine by me as long as it's done well, and I feel like this one's done well. This is the Possessed Pumpkin. Like I said, he's clearly a giant pumpkin monster. It looks like he has, like, just straw for feet, which I don't love. I feel like it would have been cool if he had like giant pumpkin feet, but whatever. He has the straw feet, which is fine, and then he also has like straw around his hands and neck. He has the big pumpkin hands, which is great, and then the face on this thing is just insane. And I feel like in person this thing is gonna be massive because you know how Crouchy took us all by surprise. He is on the left platform of the front entrance of the front theme, so we're going to be seeing him and the big raven dude right in the front, and luckily those are two of the better ones, so they're going to be kind of introducing us to the theme. I actually think I'll definitely be wanting to get this one. Of all the props, this is the one I'm like for sure going to get because I think he's really cool. I already know he's going to do a crouchy motion. I just hope that he has a good audio. That's the only thing that could mess this up, because I actually think the pumpkin face is really menacing and crazy looking, and I think in person this one's gonna wow us. So that's Possessed Pumpkin, although he's like over $300, which is insane. They've never stepped into that territory of being like, I think he's like $330, which is quite scary, because usually the peak that we would see for big props like this is $299.99, and now they're stepping over that $300, and I don't blame them because the inflation has been crazy. But that is just one thing to note, that the prices are not doing us well this year. This one, okay, this one's in the back theme. And this one's whack. Okay, that's the only way I can describe it. This is like, I think it's called Nozzles the Clown. What is this? Okay, I'm not going to say I hate it. It's not terrible. Now, this one has another electric box thing, which is why I was saying there's something else that has an electric box. This is what I was talking about. So that makes sense for him. I just don't know why there was one over by Reagan. But, like, this looks like something that should have stayed on the drawing board. I'm sorry, but it's just a little too goofy for me. Maybe the audio and the animation could do it better. It looks like he's going to be wagging his arms up and down. On the box, it almost makes it look like the lights at the end of his little cones, like, really shine, like, bright. I doubt that they really do like that, but as, like, look at the box. The way the design is, it looks like they're really shining crazy. But he's like a cone clown. This was the one that I said really looks like a mask up close to the face. I don't know about this one, guys. I feel like they're really running out of ideas with the clowns, and this one is a little goofy. Like, it's got a biohazard on its thing, but then it's also like electric and it's cones, and it's just like weird. It's a little out there. It's like something I would like imagine in a dream or something and be like, wow, that was weird. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem like something that should have actually made the final cut. But they really must be struggling with their design team. I saw someone the other day say they need to fire some of their design team, and I gotta agree with you, because what is this? This looks like something I would have just drawn and been like, oh hell no, and you know, crumbled up the paper and threw it out. But it's actually gonna make it into production, so that's kind of a little concerning, Spirit. I don't know. I might eat my words on this one. Maybe it'll be cool in person, guys. I don't know, but it's a little too weird. It's a little too weird. I'm not getting it. This one is another odd one, the Bog Zombie. Now, I can't even really make out the colors in this one. Maybe he is more of black and white is, I guess, kind of what it's looking. What is this? This is another one where I'm like, this is just weird looking. Honestly, I can't even get a good look at the face, but it's almost like a skeleton face. It just doesn't. What is this? You know, this one and the cone guy, I think they should have stayed on the drawing board because they're just a little too weird. They just seem like something that like a kid could have come up with, and it's just not. It just doesn't seem like a final cut for Spirit. And I feel like that's why a lot of people are saying that this year has gone downhill, because there's a lot of weird stuff like this. Like even Mr. Punchy is kind of weird. You know what I mean? I just, for some reason, feel like that one could grow on me. These two, I don't think will. Maybe I'll eat my words, guys. I can't say until I see what they do. But, you know, those two, this one and the previous one, are real big life-size animatronics. And I just feel like they're just a weird idea. Like, I'm not really getting it, exactly what this is supposed to be. But he's in the Reaper's Monster Lab. Um, it looks like his price tag there probably going to be super expensive, as everything has been this year. Also, we can get a good look at the step pads that we have. I'm sure you guys have seen the step pad design is in each of these photos, so that is great as well. And once again, I really think this back theme is looking cool. Like in this picture in particular, it's looking pretty cool. It's looking like it's got a lot of intricate designs to it, so I'm excited to see that at least. Now, this one is interesting. There's this other guy that's off by himself. Over in the side display where we had like Sam and like that clown dude with the big gloves. You know, I apologize for forgetting his name, but then we have this guy, this monkey, this symbol monkey over on the other side. So I actually think this is cool. It's pretty unique. We haven't seen Spirit do it, at least. He's called Monty. I think that I may be having a false memory, but I think Party City might be doing something like this, but I might be wrong. But they, nonetheless, are doing a symbol monkey on top of a little box, and he's called Monty. He's got that creepy grin. You know, we've seen this before. We've seen this creepy symbol monkey. There was one like in Toy Story. That's ringing a bell? So, you know, I recognize this kind of idea. One thing I will say, though, when seeing this is like, why did we not do a circus theme? We've got all these clowns thrown into a dungeon. This is a dungeon theme. I'm not going to even call it a lab. This is a dungeon castle theme, at least in my opinion. I see a lot of you guys saying it's like a Frankenstein dungeon. I get that, but like, or a Frankenstein lab, but like, come on. If they were going to do a lab, they would have made it look almost like hospital-like. This is like a dungeon. I digress. Why did we not do a circus theme? Because we had the symbol monkey, we had Mr. Whatever, blow up pants, we had the cone boy, the one on the ground. Like, there's so many clowns, and it's like, I don't know why they keep doing the clowns. I guess because they're good sellers, but like, let's do a circus theme. They would have looked a lot cooler in there. But that's neither here nor there, because I do like the themes themselves. I just don't get why they're not putting these clowns into a circus. But we have Monty, and I actually think he's probably one of the better ones of the year. I typically don't care for whatever they throw off to the side, because it's usually kind of a side note. But this one I actually think is pretty cool. It's probably going to be one of the better sellers, because I think the symbol monkey thing is pretty classic. It's hard to mess up. And so hopefully, you know, it has a great audio to it and animation. I can pretty much assume what that's going to be, you know, with the monkey sounds, the like screaming monkey sounds and the cymbal clashing. I'm sure that's what it's going to be. And this is probably going to be a favorite of the year. So I may actually have this one on my wish list. All right. So that's all the new photos that I had. There is one more that I left out, which was the baby Crouchy, but you guys can just, you know, envision what that is. There's a smaller version of Crouchy, which I think was kind of unnecessary. They also didn't bring back the ones that were teased to be bringing back in the theme last year. There was supposed to be like Pumpkin Nester back, some other dude Crypt thing or whatever, and those weren't brought back, so kind of disappointing to some of the super fans. I didn't really care for those two props, so it wasn't super disappointing to me personally, but that was just kind of odd. And overall, you know, my assessment of the lineup is that it's a flop. I mean, this is a pretty terrible lineup. Let's just call it like it is. It's not good. There's really only a couple good props. I would say the pumpkin dude, Possessed Pumpkin, is pretty cool. I would say Monty is pretty cool. Reagan, who's hard to mess up. And then, honestly, that is it. Unless some of the other ones actually have really cool animations and audios. Like, maybe the dude, the little clown sitting on the ground is fine, but he's not even really a big prop. So I don't know. In all honesty, I'm not even impressed by the bird, the Lord Raven, that much either. Like, I just feel like that looks super boring. In appearance, it could be cool in animation, but so there's really only about three props I would say that are even like something I would actually want. I may get more than 3 if there's ones that you guys want to see on the channel, but I don't think I'll be getting more than 5 because unless some of these start to really wow me in person, this is definitely one of their worst lineups in history. We may actually be falling beneath the 2020 lineup, and I hate to say that, but this is a really, really terrible lineup of animatronics, and I hate to sound so pessimistic, but it's not good, especially considering Party City and Home Depot have really stepped up their game to the point of overtaking Spirit. Spirit has actually fallen behind in the lineups. Now, I'm not going to say it's like it's all bad. There's definitely gonna be cool stuff to see in the store. It's not like I'm gonna hate seeing it in the store. It's just not good. It's not to Spirit standards. This is, aside from a few of those props I listed, a lot of that is stuff I would expect to have seen in Party City. But I guess the tables have turned. And you know what? Times do change. I really do hope, though, that Spirit Halloween can get their act together in future years and, pull it back into gear. Fire some people, do what they need to do, because their designs have just been slowly declining, and it's going to get to a point where people aren't going to buy from them anymore, at least the animatronic people. But that's all I have to say in today's video. I will come back on the 20th to discuss the actual, final thoughts. So take everything that I said today with a grain of salt. That's not to say I don't, definitely stand by what I said, but we do have to see what's going to happen when they actually release all of the stuff on the 20th. There's probably some stuff I didn't see in today's video, and then there's also the factor of the animations and the audios. So some of the stuff could, improve in my ratings of it, but I feel like as a whole, it's pretty clear that this year is a bit disappointing. That being said, I do appreciate you guys for staying till the end of this video. Stay tuned, because I think I will be definitely making a video about the Party City lineup once I get some better images of those. And anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.